and jump scare his little brother.
That is so fucked up. What is wrong with him? Oh my. Oh wait, I used to do that before. Hi, hello YouTube. We are going to be reacting to the entire FNAF timeline. After watching Markiplier's FNAF gameplay, I got recommended to play the game so much, but you guys already know I am a so maybe getting into the timeline would convince me to actually touch the game. Maybe, probably not. But yeah, I'm sure this is going to be nice.
She can dance. She can sing.
All back, all of them, together in one place.
You would never scare the
Five Nights at
cats.
Freddy's is a franchise with
At least I admit that I'm scared, okay?
over a decade's worth of content, spanning countless games, books, and now a movie. There's a reason that no matter whose timeline you watch, they all look...
Okay, I watched FNAF 2 though, the one that recently just came out. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't that good. but I did fuck up there where I watched the second one. I haven't seen the first one, so I will react to the first one and hopefully maybe understand more. I feel like I shouldn't have even watched this without knowing anything about FNAF, you know, but it was, I don't know, the movie was kind of not that good, in my opinion.
look different. Making a FNAF timeline is not easy. There are so many ways you can interpret this story, and this is mine. So let's start at the beginning.
1970s? Holy!
A company called Fazbear Entertainment got its start by creating different props and mascot costumes for carnivals, and specifically for something called the Fall Fest. The Fall Fest featured various mascot characters, such as a bird, an elephant, and the most popular...
I have never seen the elephant in this one. I've never seen it in anything FNAF related. Eesh. Looks really creepy though. A lot of people say they didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm sure maybe like the first FNAF movie was good. I only liked seeing Corey in it. If I'm being honest, I was just excited when I saw him in the movie, I was like, holy shit, is that Corey? And yeah, that was like the only whoa moment there. Yeah.
Popular of all, Fredbear and Bonnie. These specific mascot costumes were so popular, Fazbear Entertainment opened a dedicated restaurant for them called Fredbear's Family Diner, featuring the same Fredbear and Bonnie mascot costumes from the Fall Fest. What Fazbear Entertainment didn't account for, though, was one of their animatronics from the Fall Fest going rogue, ending in a giant fire, with most of everything from the Fall Fest being destroyed.
Well, how does the animatronic go rogue? Like, isn't it just a robot? Like, it's not alive, right? I hope. Like, it's just a robot, like maybe the AI just broke or something? Missing kids. I do want to know what is like the correlation between kids and this animatronics thing. They were made for kids' entertainment.
The specifics about the animatronic that went rogue and the fire are unknown and will likely be revealed next year in FNAF's next big release. Although we don't know much about how this fire occurred, we do know that after the fire, Fazbear Entertainment started phasing out of the mascot costume era. They needed something new. The two men who helped found Fazbear Entertainment, William Afton and Henry Emily, stepped up to the plate. William Afton was mostly the businessman of the two, handling all of the money, while Henry was the more creative one, with him being in charge of building most of the animatronics and props for the company.
Wait, is Henry the... Oh, I don't know the name of the actor in the movie, but is he like the shaggy guy in the movie that I saw? Is he him? Because I don't know who the hell the Afton guy is. I've never heard of that one.
The Fall Fest era of the company coming to a close, they were only left with Fredbear's Family Diner, the standalone restaurant created for the Fredbear and Bonnie characters. In order to replace the mascot versions of Fredbear and Bonnie, Henry went to work on new versions of the characters, eventually creating the new Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. The same characters, but with new designs and new suits. Henry called them Springlock suits. These suits are able to double as both an animatronic and a suit that the employees could wear. To switch the suit from animatronic mode to suit mode, the employees could use a hand crank to pull back the animatronic parts, leaving room for them to climb inside. The spring locks that were helping to hold back those animatronic parts were very sensitive.
I would never do this though. This is really, I feel like I would feel claustrophobic in it. No, I can't do this.
And with even a little bit of moisture, the spring locks could potentially snap shut, crushing and killing whoever was inside. But if that ended up happening, Fazbear Entertainment had some common sense procedures set in place.
In the case that the spring locks come loose while you are wearing a suit, please try to maneuver away from populated areas before bleeding out, as to not ruin the customer experience.
Fredbear's
Are you serious? So like, don't ruin the customer service because you're dying inside the suits? That was the thing? That's crazy.
Diner ended up being super successful for William and Henry, so much so that other companies tried replicating it. Another company proceeded to rip off Fazbear Entertainment's old mascot characters by creating their own animatronic versions of them. The leader of the group was Ned Bear, a direct copy of Fredbear, followed by a hippo.
It's bad for business if you die in the middle of the day, duh. You're right. Neila, you're too small anyways. They don't put children in. Oh my gosh, shut up.
An elephant, and a frog. All characters from the Fall Fest, and all with slightly different designs to avoid copyright issues. But while the rival company was able to replicate the designs, they could not replicate Henry's state-of-the-art technology. Their robots were poorly made and had to have giant batteries with exposed wires on stage with them. Naturally, the rival company failed and ended up being bought out by Fazbear Entertainment. With all of the success from Fredbear's Family Diner, William and Henry decided to branch out and create more characters for a new restaurant. In 1983, William and Henry opened Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, featuring Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy.
Okay, this one I did see in the movie, which was really interesting though. I liked the restaurant. It looked really cool.
Opening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fazbear Entertainment was experiencing success like they've never seen before. But with two restaurants now open at the same time, more success also meant more work for William and Henry. The duo were so wrapped up in work that they started neglecting their own families. William was the father of
God, I almost broke my chair. Are you kidding me? Jesus, oh my God. This just reminded me of like the queso clip of the way he just like went backwards. My heart. Jesus.
the eldest, Michael, the crying child, and Elizabeth.
Oh, save Johnny back home, Frosty.
The crying child has yet to have a 100% confirmed name, so for this video, he will just be called the crying child. Meanwhile, Henry had one kid, a daughter named Charlie. The business partners spent most of their days working, so they both created different ways of taking care of their kids. Henry was the robotics genius, so he used his talents to create a new animatronic.
Oh my God, I hate this one's design. I hated the design. But what's the name of this one again? Like the clown one? Oh, it was... In the movie, it was really, really creepy.
Charlie for him. It was called the security puppet. This animatronic would sit by the door of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and make sure that Charlie wasn't able to leave the building. This made it so Charlie could play at the restaurant while Henry worked, without Henry having to worry about her leaving the building or getting kidnapped. The robot was linked directly to a green bracelet that Charlie was wearing. If Charlie, wearing the green bracelet, tried leaving the building, the security puppet would spring into action. William, on the other hand, was the businessman of the company. He cared more about making money, but also saving money. Naturally, he decided to just force his eldest son Michael to babysit while he was at work. Michael was mostly in charge of babysitting the crying child. The crying child didn't have many friends, but he did have a close relationship with his plushies. These plushies were of characters from his favorite show, Fredbear and Friends, Fazbear Entertainment's newest cartoon, featuring Fredbear, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. The crying child's favorite character, though, was Fredbear. Fredbear. He especially loved his Fredbear plushie. Although he loved the plushie version of the characters, the animatronics would soon become a different story. One day, while visiting Fredbear's family diner, the crying child saw something that would scar him for the rest of his life. While wandering the restaurant, he walked by the employees only room, where an employee accidentally left the door open. Inside the room was his father, William Afton, helping another employee into a spring Bonnie suit. But through the eyes of the crying child, this looked like someone was literally being stuffed into an animatronic suit. The crying child was so young that he wasn't educated on how the mascot characters worked, so seeing a human be put inside of one terrified him. When a child experiences something traumatic, their brain naturally tries finding ways to deal with that trauma. The crying child's way of dealing with his trauma was by creating an imaginary friend. This imaginary friend took the form of the object he loved the most, his Fredbear plushie. His new imaginary friend Fredbear followed him wherever he went, shape-shifting into flowers, hiding behind cars, and in the sewers.
Wait, this is not good though. Did he go to therapy afterwards? Like, this is really not good.
Nobody being able to see him except for the crying child. When the crying child was overwhelmed, the plushie would talk to him and try to calm him down. Even when the plushie wasn't around, it was still able to speak to him because it lived in his mind. While the crying child was dealing with the trauma of seeing what he thinks was someone being stuffed into a suit, his brother Michael was only making it worse. Michael knew about what happened with his younger brother and used it against him. Every day while babysitting the crying child, Michael would put on a foxy mask, hide somewhere in the house, and jump scare his little brother.
That is so fucked up. What is wrong with him? Oh wait, I used to do that before. Okay, not like put on a mask, but like I used to scare my siblings before. You know what? It's a sibling thing. It's a sibling thing. You know, you have to like rage bait your siblings sometimes. It happens. It happens. Oh my god. What is going on? No, don't open the door. Don't open the door. Don't open the door. Go back to your bed. Come on. Oh, hello, Freddy. Go back to your bed.
To your living room, you no longer have to wait to sing and dance with Fredbear and Friends. Weeknights at 8, 7 Central. Only on...
Sounds like a Nickelodeon. Damn it all. Wait. No, don't go back now. Don't go back now. He already entered your room. You left the door open. Okay, don't look behind though. Don't look behind. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Enter your blankets. Enter your blankets. No, don't look under. Don't look under. Oh my god. I'm not looking with you. What happened? I didn't look. I didn't look. Was there something in there? I think there was something in there. Wait, let me go back a bit. Let me go back a bit. Wait. Okay. What was in there? What is in there? Ah, perfect! Oh, why was he naked? Pause. Why? What type of mask is that? I think he needs to get like a better one.
Through all of Michael's bullying,
He looks naked!
Imaginary friend Fredbear would comfort him and talk him through the situation, saying, "You know he is hiding again. Be careful. Tomorrow is another day." Michael wasn't the only one bullying the crying.
Wait, but did the crying child know that like it's Michael? Or did he think that it was like, you know, like a fox that was bullying him? Because if he knows it's the brother, then I think it's not that bad. If not, he's just going to like imagine something even worse, you know? Because the brain always plays mind tricks whenever you're scared. Especially for me, anytime I get like immersed in a horror game, I'm cooked.
child though. The local kids in the neighborhood heard about why the crying child was so scared of the pizzeria, even making up fake rumors related to what the crying child thought he saw there. You'd better watch out, I hear they come to life at night. And if you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone. But all of this bullying would come to a head on one special day. The crying child's birthday. Ironically, his birthday party was being held at Fredbear's family diner. Because he was so terrified of being at the pizzeria, he hid under the table, not knowing that Michael and his friends were nearby, planning a prank that would go terribly wrong.
Oh my god, Michael is a piece of mierda. What the hell? What is wrong with Michael? What is like their age difference though? Do we know?
Fredbear and Spring Bonnie will be performing in 5 minutes.
Oi. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, disclaimer for the video. Please reduce your volume. I don't want to blow your eardrums out. Okay, I've given you a disclaimer. Yeah, we're 10 minutes in. The disclaimer is there. Ah! Oh my god! What is he doing? Oh!
Michael and his friends
He mistakenly killed his... Oh my goodness.
lifted the crying child up to, quote, give Fredbear a big kiss, and Fredbear bit down on him, leaving his body to go limp. Michael and his friends quickly stopped laughing. Because of Michael's immature behavior, his terrified younger brother paid the ultimate price. Although the crying child was badly hurt, he didn't immediately die. Because of the immense brain damage, he slipped into a coma. After being treated at a hospital, the crying child was taken home so he could be comfortable, surrounded by his only friends, his plushies. In the crying child's final moments, Michael decides to apologize for what he's done, saying, "Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry." After Michael speaks, the crying child's imaginary friend Fredbear, created out of the trauma he experienced, continues doing what it's done the whole time. It comforts him, saying, "You're broken. We are still your friends. Do you still believe that? I'm still here. I will put you back together." This would be the final thing the crying child hears before he dies. The crying child's spirit would then live on in the Fredbear suit, the thing that took his life. The crying child's death wasn't just an accident. It was directly caused by Michael's recklessness. This is something that Michael could potentially face jail time for.
Yeah.
So it needed to be covered up. Since the crying child was being kept at home, no one else knew that he ended up passing away. So William and Michael ended up burying the crying child's body in the middle of the woods where no one would find him. No
Oh my
tombstone,
God.
no flowers, just a pile of dirt, an unmarked grave, and a lifetime's worth of guilt that Michael would have to live with. Shortly after the incident, Fredbear's family diner was quickly shut down, and Fredbear was completely wiped from existence. The Fredbear and Friends TV show turned into Freddy and Friends on tour. The Fredbear and Spring Bonnie Springlock suits also ended up being moved into the back room of Freddy
So because of this, they no longer trying to use beer anymore? But like the spirit of the kid is in the Freddy thingy though. Was he like still sleeping and he didn't do anything? Michael is a piece of shit though.
Fazbear's Pizza, mainly being used as spare suits if one of the Freddy's animatronics broke down. The death of William Afton's youngest son was a pivotal moment in this story, specifically William Afton's story. This was the first domino to fall. A father losing his son is a traumatic situation, and while any other father would take time to grieve, be sad, and properly deal with such a big loss, William Afton took a different route. Afton definitely was upset about his son dying, but it wasn't because he felt bad for his son. It was because it was embarrassing to him. William Afton was a narcissist. He had little to no empathy. All he cared about was work and comparing himself to his business partner, Henry. Henry had a wife, a kid, and a talent for robotics that Afton was utterly jealous of. The death of the crying child...
But he's the one that is in charge of the freaking business parts. The other guy can't do that. There's like another talent. No, what the? Everyone has like their own talents. Why couldn't he just stay with the business part since he also loves money so much, no? I feel like Michael is probably going to die as well. With how narcissistic this guy is, he's probably going to be like so traumatized he killed his own brother, and now the dad doesn't even care.
Afton over the edge because while Henry's family was still perfect, his was now broken. Henry and William had different ways of taking care of their kids, and while Afton employing his eldest son,
I mean, to be honest, in the beginning, I thought it was kind of like fucked up that like the other guy was using the puppet to, you know, to like take care, quote unquote, of his kid. Because imagine anytime you want to like go outside, there's a huge puppet that's like going, alarm, alarm, you can't go outside. I don't know.
Henry's security puppet succeeded. Henry's daughter, Charlie, lived on. Afton had a hard time dealing with this feeling of embarrassment. He started becoming an alcoholic, frequently visiting the local bar called Junior's. One night, though, after drinking a little too much and getting kicked out of the bar, he decided that he was going to settle the score with Henry. Afton, drunk and filled with rage, drove from the bar to Freddy Fazbear's...
What did Henry do? What the hell did Henry do? He didn't do anything? Oh my god, this is crazy. This is why you shouldn't like just make anyone your partner. Jesus.
Where he knew Charlie was being watched over by Henry's security puppet. Afton planned on risking everything to kill Henry's daughter, Charlie. He didn't care if he got caught, and he didn't care if he went to prison. But when Afton got to Freddy's, he noticed that Charlie was standing outside by herself.
No!
It turned out...
What is Charlie doing outside? Where's the puppet? Is it no longer working? What the? It's a pride thing that Henry was going better than him. That's crazy though. Henry is a good guy. He's just a workaholic. I think so as well. I mean, you know, I think it's kind of like typical with inventors or like really, really smart people. Yeah.
That some bullies were able to trap the security puppet in its box and lock Charlie outside the building, giving Afton the perfect opportunity to kill Charlie outside of the pizzeria. The security puppet was eventually able to escape its box and went looking for Charlie. As Afton sped away, the puppet noticed that Charlie was outside in the pouring rain. It then did what it was programmed to do and went to protect her.
Oh my god!
But as the puppet got closer to Charlie's body, the rain started making it short circuit. It was forced to crawl its way over to her until the rain got to be too much and the puppet shut down right next to Charlie's body. While Charlie and the puppet lay lifeless next to each other, Afton was speeding home, driving right past where he buried his son and the bar he got kicked out of. When Afton got home, he was met with his wife sitting in the living room watching TV and Michael in his...
Whoa, it's just now I just noticed the existence of the wife of Afton. What the hell? So she didn't have like any reaction. The crying child died. Any reaction, you know, that they hit it. What the? Yeah, the wife is a major bystander. What is wrong with her?
His bedroom. Afton was a drunk and abusive father and fully blamed Michael for what happened to his youngest son. Mrs. Afton tells him to leave Michael alone because he's had a tough day, but Afton doesn't listen. He goes over to Michael's room and pounds on the door, only for the door to be locked. He then makes his way around the house to try and find a way in from the outside, but once he gets to Michael's bedroom window, he notices that it's broken and Michael was gone. Michael was so upset by what he did to his brother that he would sometimes see visions of Fredbear appear and disappear. Tonight, Fredbear appeared outside his bedroom window, and it almost felt like his brother was calling out to him from beyond.
Oh my god, this is such a good video. Not gonna lie, this is telenovela. This is pure telenovela. I am liking this a lot.
This would happen frequently, and every time it did, Michael would run to the spot where they buried his younger brother, only to find that nothing had changed. His younger brother was still gone and buried in the ground. Afton knew Michael did this often, saying, "Ran off to that place again. He will be sorry when he gets back." The guilt of killing his younger brother haunted Michael in his real life, but also in his dreams. Michael would constantly have nightmares about the animatronic that took his brother's life. These were the exact same nightmares his younger brother used to have every night, now passed on to him.
I mean, but that's kind of normal though. I feel like that's like a normal thing. Imagine you like mistakenly, I wouldn't even say it's like a mistake since your dumbass did that joke, but you know, mistakenly kill your brother. I mean, you will be guilty forever. I don't think there's anything that could like help you there. Joe's method of storytelling is very good and draws you in. Yeah, I like it. Also, hello Dylan, welcome in. Okay, whose POV am I in? Michael? Oh! Oi, that hand is too big. That hand is too big. Yo. Yo. Yamero. Are you mad? Can't you see it? Like, are you blind? There's light everywhere. Why do you have to? I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Maybe you want to see it. I don't want to see it. Oh! Oh wait! Are you blind? It's there! Look! Open your eyes! It's there! It's there! Are you? Oh my god! No, did he need glasses? What is going on? It's literally there. Oh my god! Hey, what is in there? What is that? What is that? Don't open it. See, this is why I would survive in a horror movie, you know? Because I am not that curious. I would survive because if something is there, I'll just go back to sleep. You know, like you ignore it and go on with your day. Yes. Oh my god, I'm going to pee myself.
After the death of Charlie, Fazbear Entertainment covering it up. Fortunately for them,
Oh my god.
William, the crime was committed outside, and no one was around to witness it. William was able to get away with everything, while Fazbear Entertainment never spoke of the incident again. The security puppet was quickly moved to the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where the retired Fredbear and Spring Bonnie suits resided. But something was different about the security puppet. Dark tears now appeared on the mask of the animatronic. Dark tears that weren't there before. This is something that Afton quickly noticed the next day when he went into work. He'd heard about what happened moments after he sped off. He knew the security puppet was found laying next to Charlie's body. So does that mean Charlie's soul now resided in the puppet? William definitely noticed that the puppet looked different, almost like it was haunted, almost like it was thinking. Other employees would eventually notice the same thing.
I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere.
After realizing the security puppet may be possessed by the spirit of Charlie, Afton went back and looked at the crying child's Fredbear plushie, only to find that it also seemed to be haunted. The crying child feared for his life every single day, and that plushie was something he was able to cry and pour his agony into. Afton believed that this is what caused the plushie to appear haunted. It wasn't made alive by the spirit of his son, it was made alive by the agony and fear his son poured into it. Afton quickly became obsessed with the concept of haunted objects, and more specifically, the power of human emotion. He needed to find out if this is something he could take advantage of. Afton then used all of his money he made from Fredbear's and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to build a giant underground facility directly under his house. It was here that he would try to recreate what happened with his son, to recreate the fear and agony he experienced. In order to do this, Afton didn't take any chances. He needed to replicate exactly what his son went through every day. In order to do this, Afton built a replica of his house underground, along with his son's daily walk to Fredbear's family diner. He also built a makeshift bedroom where he could force kids to have the same nightmare every night. Afton would sit in his office watching them on the cameras.
So this is like, wait. So the security guard in the game is Afton? What? I thought the security guard in the game was like a good person that, you know, unfortunately got the job. Or maybe I'm confusing it. But I'm guessing this is the reason why some kids started missing to like play Afton's really, really weird game. This lore is from all the games. Holy. Golden Freddy had two souls. The first was Dave Afton, the crying child. Yeah.
Could be accessed using the passcode 1983, the year his son got bit. He also kept the crying child's Fredbear plushie on the desk as a reminder of what he was trying to replicate.
Wait, so easy? I don't understand. He's trying to get kids traumatized so he can make them pour all the agony or like the emotions, especially the bad ones, into other plushies. That's what he wants. So that way those other plushies are like haunted. Is that the plan? Yeah?
There were dummy animatronics that wheeled down the hallway. But the kids wouldn't see them as just blank dummies on wheels. Afton would pump hallucinogenic gas into the room to get the kids to think that what they were seeing was a monster. These nightmare gas canisters were being stored all throughout his underground facility. And on the bed of this makeshift bedroom was a Freddy plushie, in the hopes that the kids would pour their fear and agony into the plush, like his son did to his plushie. On the other side of the bunker, where Afton recreated the crying child's walk to Fredbear's, he placed a bunch of Fredbear plushies all over the place. These Fredbear plushies had walkie-talkies inside of them. This was Afton's way of recreating his son's imaginary friend that would talk.
He would be talking to the kids. That is so... Yo. No, this is crazy though. I don't like this. I genuinely do not like this at all. This is really, really fucked up. I hope he went to jail at some point.
Kids through his walkie-talkie sitting in his private office. After setting up the bunker, Afton was only missing one more thing: the kids to run these experiments on. He needed a way to kidnap and capture kids without being caught, and he had the perfect way to do it.
How? How?
The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.
Enter Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics. These robots were specifically built by Afton to capture kids, featuring Circus Baby, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Ballora. They feature advanced technology.
I have never seen Ballora before. That one is new to me.
Such as parental tracking, voice mimicking / luring, and storage tanks. Circus Baby, the star of the group, was even able to make ice cream as a way to lure kids to her. Once the kid got too close, a giant claw would reach out, grab them, and lock them in the animatronics storage tank. Some of the board members from Fazbear Entertainment...
But isn't the storage tank like too small though? Wouldn't that like crush the kid? That looks really small.
Suspicious of these new animatronics.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Afton even created a new restaurant for these animatronics called Circus Baby's Pizza World. Elizabeth, William Afton's daughter, was fascinated by Circus Baby. All she wanted to do was play with her, but Afton wouldn't let her.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her? You let the other children go see her. Why won't you let me go?
He strictly told her to stay away from the animatronic, but one day, she didn't listen. On the opening day of Circus Baby's Pizza World, another domino would fall in Afton's life, and Elizabeth would soon be the victim of his terrible misdeeds.
Wait, what? I thought he would like... Isn't he the one controlling this one? Like this animatronic? Like, doesn't he have to like press like a button for the animatronic to like bring out the claw and then grab the kid? How would there be, not directly? Huh? So like the animatronic itself just grabs the kid? Oh, it's autopilot! That doesn't make sense though. So, okay, wait. The animatronic lures the kid with ice cream. They go to like a dark area and then he just, grabs it. Oh, then GG. Okay, now I understand why he told the kid not to get close to her then. Well, karma, but I feel bad for the kid though. I feel bad for the kid.
Something special. Did you know that? I
don't
make ice cream, although I only did it once. What a wonderful day though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. I would always count the children. I'm not sure why. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Time to play.
I'm good. Thank you though. No. What are my legs doing? I said I'm good. Oh my god.
Ice cream.
Oh my god. 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 Oh my god.
when there was one. I was no longer myself. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment.
Wait, if the AI is programmed and this tank is like only for one kid, wouldn't the AI like, nyom, one kid, go keep the kid. Nyom, one kid, remove kid, go keep the kid somewhere else, Or was it just nyom, 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 and then packing them inside that one tank? I feel bad for like the sound effects I'm doing, but it's easier for me to like understand. Like she said, if the kid's alone, then she snatches it. Yeah, but I mean, at some point, if there's like a kid already in the tank, then she goes somewhere else and and brings out the kid and puts it somewhere else, and then goes for another kid. One kid per bot, bring back. Yeah. A lot of FNAF lore doesn't really make sense.
In an instant, Elizabeth was grabbed by Circus Baby and thrown into her stomach hatch. The sheer force of her being grabbed and thrown into the robot's storage tank was...
Oh, the daughter was the first kid that the animatronic tested it on. Oh my god, and it went badly. Okay, now I understand. It went badly. Oof.
Enough to kill her almost instantly. This is something that William wasn't able to test. That was until his daughter became the test. William Afton now lost another one of his kids, but this time it was all his fault. After just one day of being open, Circus Baby's Pizza World was shut down. Afton covered up the incident by telling the public that the restaurant shut down due to gas leaks. But not everyone bought that story. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, in other news, the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World has apparently been cancelled due to reported gas leaks in the building. Sources close to the establishment questioned the report, saying that strange activity around the area at night suggests something else is to blame. One local is quoted as saying, "Everything just stopped. There was so much excitement built around this place opening, and then they just stopped talking about it." A tenant from across the street claims to have witnessed a large group of cars surrounding the building during the night, and large pieces of equipment being taken out of the building under tarps. A few weeks later, the building was for sale. There is no comment yet from the local entrepreneur who financed the venture. That local entrepreneur, William Afton, successfully covered up everything. He was able to bring Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics back down into his bunker, but once he got them there, he noticed something was different about Circus Baby. One distinct feature about Circus Baby was her blue eyes, but what once was blue eyes now were green, the same color as Elizabeth's. In that moment, he knew that his daughter's soul attached itself to the robot. Her soul lived on in Circus Baby. Afton knew that the way Charlie went on to possess the puppet was sloppy, and it was hard to recreate without getting caught. But what if the kids' bodies were hidden where no one would ever look? What if, just like his daughter, their bodies were stuffed into the animatronics?
Oh my god,
For Afton, Elizabeth's death quickly went from just another inconvenience to a scientific breakthrough. Afton was one step closer to harnessing the power of life itself. But one successful experiment wasn't enough. Just like the fear experiments he built in the bunker,
Wait, but I don't understand though. These animatronics are like possessed by the kids, yeah? How come when they're possessed, they're not like attacking Afton though? Like, I mean, isn't that weird? Shouldn't he be like the #1 target?
needed to replicate exactly what happened. He needed to recreate the accident, and he knew exactly how he was going to do it. Using the Funtime animatronics again wasn't an option. Circus Baby's Pizza World...
okay. So he's not yet full possession? Okay. But he's just noticing differences happening to the animatronics. Okay.
was shut down, and the public was already getting too suspicious of the animatronics. But he didn't need the Funtime animatronics. He was going to run the experiment himself. On June 26, 1985, William Afton made his way to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There, he would put on the old spring Bonnie suit from Fredbear's to lure 5 kids into the back room.
Oh yeah, I saw this one in the movie. Holy. Uh-oh.
Hello. Looking for a friend?
No, I'm good.
Swim with me
Oh, the music is nice. Oh, he was luring them each with different plushies. I mean, to be honest, what is going on with these kids though? Do the parents not teach them stranger danger? Like, come on. I mean, I'm not trying to blame the kids. I'm blaming the parents here because this is insane. How do you see like a random thingy telling you to come here, and they just go? This would work on me, but we told God's mommy, okay, you know what? Never mind.
One by one, Afton killed them and stuffed their bodies into the animatronics. Susie was first, being stuffed into Chica. Gabriel went into Freddy, Jeremy into Bonnie, Fritz into Foxy, and then there was Cassidy, who went into Fredbear, aka Golden Freddy. At this point, Afton had no idea that the crying child spirit was in Golden Freddy, so he didn't think twice about shoving Cassidy in there. The way Afton killed Cassidy, though, was different from the rest. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were just regular animatronics. Afton had no choice but to kill them, then stuff them into the suits. But Golden Freddy wasn't just a regular animatronic, it was a Springlock suit. The same Springlock suit that took his youngest son's life. Afton was aware of how dangerous the Springlocks were. Any bit of moisture or too much movement would cause them to snap shut, slowly killing whoever was inside. So that's exactly what he did to Cassidy. He put him into the suit and watched as the Springlocks snapped shut, cementing Cassidy's death as the most brutal of them all. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy weren't the only animatronics.
Where's the police? Oh my god. Where is the police, you guys? Police! Oh my god, what is going on? Police! Oh my god! This is insane!
Sitting in the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, though. They were joined by the security box, which contained the soul of Henry's daughter, Charlie. Once Afton was gone, Charlie jumped into action, almost acting as a guide for their souls, properly giving them life inside.
Wait, where is Michael? Did Michael not know any of this was going on, though? Huh? Like, come on, I'm sure. Where's Michael? Where's the wife of Afton? Huh?
Each animatronic. After the incident, the kids were quickly reported missing by their families, and although the security cameras caught Afton luring the kids away, he wasn't able to fully get in trouble. Since he was wearing the Spring Bonnie suit, they were never able to prove it was actually him. Afton also hid the kids' bodies where no one would ever look, so the bodies were never found. Unbelievably, Afton was able to get away with yet another crime. Because of all the bad press that came from the missing children's incident, people stopped coming to the pizzeria. After months of customers no longer showing up, Fazbear Entertainment officially shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Shortly after the pizzeria shut down, Afton decided to pull the Funtime animatronics out of retirement and finally get his underground facility fully operational. He knew he couldn't try opening another Circus Babies restaurant, so he had a new idea.
Due to the massive success and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment. Unlike most entertainment venues, our robotic entertainers are rented out for private parties during the day.
Afton opened Circus Babies Entertainment and Rental. This way, he could rent out the Funtime animatronics to local birthday parties, capture kids, and bring them back to his underground bunker to be experimented on. While Afton was running his rental business, Fazbear Entertainment was determined to try opening another pizzeria. In the summer of 1987, Fazbear Entertainment opened the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, this time with brand new versions of their original characters. These were called the Toy Animatronics, and they were once again built by Henry. Henry was aware of what happened in 1985, and especially of what happened to his daughter, so he was determined to make sure that never happened again. These new toy animatronics were equipped with facial recognition systems that were linked directly to a criminal database. The security puppet was also brought out of retirement.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. Why would it be... Wait, is it so that way the animatronics, if they see like a criminal, they attack the criminal? Is that what it's for? Or, to look for predators? Oh, okay. So like to protect the kids then from predators. Oh.
Instead of working security, it sat quietly in the prize corner. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, and Spring Bonnie were also moved to the new pizzeria, and it's revealed that these animatronics were mostly used for spare parts.
By now, I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them, but they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell.
This means that the haunted metal of the original Freddy's animatronics was now being put into the toy animatronics, causing the toys to also now be possessed.
Oh my
After Afton
God.
got away with the first set of murders, he needed to see if the kids' spirits were possessing the animatronics. In order to see for himself, Afton went back to work at the new pizzeria as a daytime security guard. While Afton was working the day shift, Jeremy Fitzgerald was working the night shift. Jeremy worked there for 5 nights, and unfortunately for him,
then we as the player are Jeremy. Okay, we are the Jeremy then.
because the kids possessing the animatronics were killed by an adult, they were extremely aggressive to any adult they encountered.
They interact with the kids just fine.
Oh, I just hit my face on the mic. Oh my god. Oh my god.
But when they encounter an adult, they just stare.
Meanwhile, Afton decided to pull the same trick he did at the old Freddy's location, gaining 5 more victims.
Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it.
Afton used the Spring Bonnie suit to pull the same stunt again on 5 more kids. But as he was committing the murders, Charlie, from inside the puppet, was actively trying to save the kids. She tried enlisting the help of the other animatronics, but it was too late. Afton had already finished what he started. Not only that, him seeing the puppet and Freddy walking around the pizzeria trying to stop him was all the proof he needed that his experiments were successful. The kids he put into the original suits were haunting the animatronics. But there was one problem. Afton knew that the haunted metal of the endoskeletons was the key to everything, but the animatronics were trapped at the pizzeria. There was no way he could bring them back to his underground bunker. He couldn't get to the animatronics if the pizzeria was still open and active, so he needed to find a way to make sure the pizzeria shuts down and fast. Instead of stuffing the new set of victims into the toy animatronics, he decided to leave the kids out in plain sight, scattered throughout the pizzeria. This was a guaranteed way to get the pizzeria shut down. A few hours after Afton committed the murders,
but that would get Henry in trouble though. Henry would go to jail because they're going to think, you know, Henry is at fault. What the?
Jeremy Fitzgerald showed up for his night shift, unaware of what happened that day.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay?
The next day, during Jeremy's day shift, one of the animatronics bit him in the head. This was infamously known as the Bite of 87. Meanwhile, Afton successfully got the pizzeria shut down. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, after being open only a few short weeks, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closing its doors. The new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunctions. However, the original characters are being kept in hopes of a possible reorganization of the company, since the toy
Did the police not kind of like find it super suspicious that every single time the pizzeria opens then close, opens then close, another one opens then close? No, seriously, are the cops during this time like mentally challenged? You know, I don't understand. I don't understand how they are not investigating the whole thing.
animatronics were now being scrapped, he knew he could get away with taking their endoskeletons. But he also knew that he couldn't risk showing his face at the pizzeria again, so he got his oldest son Michael to do the work for him. William was easily able to get Michael to do whatever he wanted. William was abusive and manipulative, while Michael was haunted by the guilt of what he did to his younger brother. Because of this, Michael basically acted as William's puppet. Michael showed up for the night shift at the now closed Freddy Fazbear's Pizza under a code name, Fritz Smith. At the end of his shift, he would successfully steal the toy animatronics endoskeletons for his father, causing him to get fired his first day on the job due to tampering with the animatronics. As it said in the local newspaper, while Fazbear Entertainment
Wait, it says here animatronics and other. Did he not shower? Like, what do using temporary animatronics and other. Oh my
As
god.
it said in the local newspaper, while Fazbear Entertainment scrapped the toy animatronics, the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were going to be fixed up and reused. And that's exactly what they did. After the 1987 Freddy's location shut down, they opened yet another location, this time using the exact same building as the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. As you can imagine, this didn't work out great for the business. People already had a bad impression of Fazbear Entertainment, so using the same building that the original murders took place in didn't help business. Customers barely showed up to the new pizzeria, leading it to shut down by the end of 1993. Although this was bad news for Fazbear Entertainment, this was great news for William Afton. Afton was able to acquire the endos of the toy animatronics, but that wasn't enough. He needed all of the haunted endoskeletons, especially the ones in the original animatronics. Once the pizzeria shut down, Afton came up with the plan to steal the endos from the animatronics. Each pizzeria was designed with something called a safe room.
As always, if there is ever an emergency, please go to the designated safe room. Every location is built with one extra room that is not included in the digital map layouts programmed into the animatronics or security system. This room is hidden to customers, invisible to animatronics, and is always off camera.
This room was hidden from guests and invisible to the animatronics. Afton would use this to his advantage, luring each of the animatronics to the safe room and dismantling them one by one. The kids possessing these animatronics were the same kids he lured into the back room all those years ago. He planned to use the same trick to lure the same kids all over again.
Oh my god. Whoa, chill. Oh! Hello. Oh my god. Okay. Wait, so is the animatronic following the other animatronic that's moving? Oh, it is! So this is how he like lures them into the safe room place. Wow, that is insane.
Once he finished dismantling each animatronic and stealing their endoskeleton, he brought them down to his underground bunker, where he would melt them all down into one liquid substance called Remnant. Not only did Afton rob these kids of their lives—
Wait, what the hell? But the endoskeleton is like possessed by the kids, so he's literally killing the kids again. That is insane.
He would use their souls long after they're gone for his own personal gain.
What the? This is so sick. In a bad way. Yeah, fusing the souls together to be correct, but that would be so— oh my god, what the hell? Oof. Oh my god! Dude. How did they not attack Afton? This is actually crazy. Oh my god! So what happens to like the souls since they're all like mixed up now? That's crazy. Hell is not good enough for this man. Yeah.
By melting down the endos, he successfully created Remnant. This substance, containing the spirits of all of the missing children, was silver in color, and if kept at the right temperature, was malleable. Afton didn't want to risk testing the Remnant on himself, so he injected it into the Funtime animatronics. Once he did, the animatronics jumped to life. The experiment had worked. William Afton unlocked the power of life itself. After his successful experiment, he went back—
so he was using the Remnant to like make other animatronics come to life? But that means, huh? But is the souls of the kids still? I don't understand. The souls of the kids are gone though, since they're like melted to become the remnant thingy. Huh? That actually doesn't make sense. The souls are all merged together? Yeah. Still inside, yeah. Their kids is an experienced killer, that's true. But they are not. Oh, so the souls are not gone. Okay. So he would just like randomly just take like a soul from the remnant thingy and put it into an animatronic. So it could be like a random kid in there.
Back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to collect his old spring Bonnie suit. But once he got there, he was met with the spirits of the 5 missing children, trapping him inside the safe room. Cassidy, the spirit inside Golden Freddy, chased Afton around the room and forced him to get into the spring Bonnie suit. Cassidy was the most vengeful spirit of them all. Being spring-locked in the Fredbear suit was a painful and slow death, and he wanted to make sure that Afton knew what that felt like. At this point,
Good job, Cassidy.
Knew how a spirit could live on. As long as he was inside the suit, he knew he'd be back.
Oh shit. Oh. Never mind.
As Afton laughed, the spring locks snapped shut, forcing him to go through what Cassidy went through. This was an act of revenge by Cassidy, and it wouldn't be the last. Afton was now confined to the safe room of the now shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and because of this, everything in his underground bunker was left abandoned. But even with Afton—
Wait, what does he mean by like confined to the safe room though? Like since he died there, his soul is only stuck in that room? Is that what he means? They walled it off? Oh, he can't move the ghost, keep him there. Okay, the room is locked.
The rental business continued on its own. All of the Funtime animatronics containing the spirits of the missing children and even his daughter Elizabeth were still being rented out during the day and then brought right back down to the bunker. All the spirits wanted to do was escape, but they were always put back underground. After Afton went missing, his eldest son Michael, who's been blindly helping his father, remembered what his father told him if he ever went missing. If William wasn't there to finish his work, Michael would do it for him.
Okay, Michael is actually the stupidest MF I've ever seen. Like, I get that like he's traumatized for what he did to his I mean, am I being mean? Am I actually being mean here? Like, I get he's traumatized by killing his own brother, but come on.
Afton's underground facility was always off limits to Michael, but since he was now gone, Michael had no choice. He took the elevator down to where his father worked every day. Although Michael was helping out his father by stealing some of the endos from the animatronics back in the day, he never exactly knew what William was doing until he got down into the bunker.
That's not good. But wait, the animatronics could like hurt Michael though.
Over the several days he visited the bunker, he learned more about what his father was up to. He learned about the massive facility his father built, complete with multiple rooms conducting fear experiments. He learned the truth behind the Funtime animatronics and how they were actually designed to kidnap kids. And he learned through the voice of Baby exactly how his sister died.
A little girl, standing by herself.
And even after this, Miguel still wanted to do his dad's job? Really, Miguel? Really? Wow, okay.
And there was ice cream. I couldn't move. At least, not until she stepped closer.
But as the week went on, Baby was conducting a plan of her own, a plan to escape the bunker using Michael's body. Elizabeth was no longer the person Michael remembered her as. She was entirely devoted to her father and would do anything to make him proud of her. At the end of the week, all of the Funtime animatronics endos were scooped out, with all of them combining into one animatronic called Ennard. This creature, containing the spirits of the missing kids and Elizabeth, knew they wouldn't be able to escape the bunker looking like—
Okay, wait. If I understood it correctly, then the Funamatronics, the girl animatronics has like the soul of William's daughter. Why would she still want to like help her dad? So that means she was like still kidnapping kids? Anytime they like, you know, sent them during the day to go to like birthday parties. I mean, mods still do their jobs even after Neila only gives them water and still My daughter's desperate for her father's approval. She steals daddy's little girl. Oh, she didn't kill his daughter. She died accidentally. I mean,
an animatronic. They needed a human body to walk around in.
She's still a child.
Funtime Foxy has already been here today. Funtime Freddy has already been here today. Melora has already been here today. Circus Baby has already been here today.
Okay.
I've been out before, but they always put me back. They always put us back inside. There's nowhere for us to hide here. There is nowhere to go when we look like this. But if we looked like you, then we could hide. If we looked like you, then we would have somewhere to go. The scooper only hurts for a moment.
Wait, what? What is the scooper? I don't know the English. What does scooper mean? What is the scooper?
Michael Afton's insides got scooped out and replaced by Ennard, helping all of the souls to escape the facility. With every passing day after this happened, Michael looked more and more like a walking zombie. His skin was starting to turn purple, and people started to notice. Michael's body was no longer a good disguise for Ennard, so Ennard ejected itself from Michael. But because the scooper was also a remnant injector, when Michael Afton was scooped, he was also injected with remnant. The remnant made it so even after Ennard was gone, he was still able to survive. With Michael now back in full control of his body, he had a new mission. Although he did, one way or another, successfully free his sister from the underground facility, he also learned about all of his father's terrible misdeeds. His loyalty to his father turned to disgust. It was time for him to end all of this.
Father,
oh, good, yeah.
It's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now.
What?
I'm going to come find you.
But I'm dead.
I'm going to come find you.
In-game. Oh my god.
Michael.
Oh my god, I almost choked on air. I almost choked there.
Would spend years searching for his father with no luck, until a new ad in the local newspaper caught his attention. Someone decided to open something called Fazbear's Fright, the horror attraction. Local amusement park is getting ready to scare your socks off with a new attraction based on the unsolved mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Featuring actual relics from the decades-old pizzeria, this new attraction is guaranteed to bring back your childhood in the worst possible way. As if using the crimes of his father to make a profit wasn't bad enough, they also went back to the old pizzerias and collected any objects they could find to put on display at the attraction. Michael immediately applied for the job of the security guard.
I think this is what is going to be FNAF 3 about. Because that was like the ending. Oh wait, am I spoiling? But yeah, I think that's what FNAF 3 is going to be about then.
Intention of burning the place to the ground. When he got there, he saw the remnants of his past. The shells of all of the animatronics, missing every single one of their endoskeletons. He knew they could only find the shells of the animatronics because he and his father stole their endoskeletons all those years ago, leaving only the shells behind. On day 2 of working at the attraction, he got word that they found a real animatronic.
You're not gonna believe this.
No, I meant that like that's what the movie, the Todd movie might be about. Yeah, like now I understand what was going on. So I think this is what they're going to go for. Maybe, I'm not sure.
We found one. A real one.
This real animatronic ended up being his father, still inside the spring Bonnie suit he died in decades ago. Even though his father was now in the building with him, he still decided to go through on his plan, all in an effort to end his father once and for all. Michael then broke the wiring in the building to catch fire, burning the horror attraction to the ground with his father inside.
Oh, nice! That's actually really good. Let's go. Okay. No. Oh. Yeah, he survived. Okay.
The local newspaper would write about the fire, saying a new local attraction based on an ancient pizzeria chain burned down overnight. Authorities have not ruled out foul play, but at the moment it seems to have been caused by faulty wiring. Although the fire destroyed most of everything in the building, William, miraculously, was able to survive. William was now free, roaming the outside world along with the souls of the missing children, Elizabeth, and Charlie inside the puppet. Since Michael wasn't able to end everything, someone else needed to step in. That someone was Henry Emily. Afton's old business partner and father of Charlie heard about the fire at Fazbear's Fright, along with the rumors of the various animatronic creatures now roaming the streets. Henry was determined to put an end to all of this.
Well, how? How would he do it?
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create. As if what he had already done wasn't enough. He found a new way to desecrate, to humiliate, to destroy. As if the suffering wasn't enough. The loss of innocence, the loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose, and used in ways I never thought imaginable. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar tricks. He brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted.
I feel bad for Henry, not gonna lie. The poor guy wasn't expecting his invention to like turn into this just because of freaking William. I do feel bad for him.
On me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this. He set some kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there again. He overpowered them again.
Yeah.
He robbed them of the only thing that they had again.
Again.
I don't know how.
All I'm hearing is the Marvel Rivals Bucky again. That's literally all I'm hearing.
Tiny breaths of life came to inhabit those machines. But they will never find rest now, not like this. I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
By gathering all of the animatronics in one place and locking them in the same room, he would be able to burn them all to the ground for good, effectively freeing their spirits in the process. In order to do this, Henry created a new restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place. He knew that the spirits—
Wait, but that doesn't even make sense though. If burning them would free these spirits, how come when William kind of like burnt them, like the other 5 souls, he didn't free the spirits, instead he just turned them into the remnants? Like, how come that didn't work there?
William couldn't resist coming back to a new location, even if it was all just a trap. Charlie was different though. She was smarter than the rest, so Henry knew she wouldn't be as easily fooled. So he created an animatronic called Lefty, standing for Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract, specifically to capture the puppet and bring it to the pizzeria. While trying to find someone that would help him carry out his plan, one person showed up for the job, a person who was also determined to finally end all of this. boss, Michael Afton. Day after day, the animatronics roaming the streets would show up in the alleyway next to the pizzeria. Baby, aka Elizabeth, the souls of the missing children and the crying child, now appearing as Molten Freddy, Charlie and Lefty, and his father, William, all showed up in the back alley. Michael would then collect each animatronic and throw them into a facility under the pizzeria, designed to be a maze with no exit, where the animatronics would roam around without even knowing they're trapped, until the end of the week, where they would all be burned to the ground. With all of the souls, including William himself, now in one place, Henry's plan was in motion. As far as Elizabeth and William were concerned, this was a good thing. All of this remnant now in one place was all that they wanted, until Henry stepped in.
You played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No, this was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place, just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full.
Connection terminated.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be.
Excuse me?
I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours.
Oh my god!
And then what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
Henry putting fire to the animatronics may have freed the spirits from the metal of the robots, but some of them still needed help actually moving on into the afterlife. This help would come from Charlie. She helped guide the spirits into the robots. Now she would help them move on. In the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, the way a spirit can move on is by them being put into a happy memory. The memory Charlie chose actually comes from the crying child and the day he got bit. Piece by piece, Charlie put that terrible, shattered memory back together. But this time, she would change it into a happy memory. Instead of the crying child getting bit on his birthday, Charlie changed it so that all of the missing kids and Charlie would celebrate him, giving him a giant birthday cake. By changing that terrible memory into a happy one and attaching all of the spirits to it, they were able to successfully pass into the afterlife.
Oh my god! Oh my god, the poor kids though. I keep forgetting these are just like kids that have been like tortured both in real life, afterlife twice. Oh my god, this is so sad. What the hell? Oh. Okay, I'm glad it all worked out though. Hi, hello,
they
Ducking.
were all able to move on, except for one.
Excuse me? No, it better not be Michael. Oh no, I mean William. William! Wait, who is coming back? Who is coming back? No! 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 Not William! Oh wait! Is this the Bonnie spring lock thingy or is it the Freddy one? The vengeful one? Also Cassidy! Oh! Wait, why doesn't Cassidy want to, like, you know, go to heaven?
Cassidy, the most vengeful spirit of them all, wasn't done yet. He decided to attach his soul to William's, making sure that William was unable to move on. By attaching his spirit to William's, he was able to trap Afton in an endless loop of death. He made Afton relive every one of his terrible misdeeds. The fear experiments, his underground bunker, and the pizzeria where Cassidy was killed. Afton experienced all of this while being attacked and killed over and over again by all of the animatronics from his past.
I thought we were like the Jeremy guy that got hired at the beginning, or like we were just a random person that, you know, accepted the job. But we as the player, we're actually William. Did I understand that correctly?
Every time an animatronic would attack him, Cassidy would be there, reminding him that the suffering will never end.
No? Then how is William getting like jump scared every single time though? Since that's supposedly like the plan of Cassidy, no? Basically, Ultimate Custom Night is the only one where we play as Afton. Oh.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
He tried to release you. He tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here, no matter how many times they burn us.
Cassidy knew that Afton didn't deserve the afterlife. He deserved to pay for what he's done for all of eternity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
But if you keep up with the franchise, you know that that's not the end of the story. Like I said at the beginning of the video, making a FNAF timeline is not easy, no matter what anyone says. In broad strokes...
Also, Cassidy is evil. I wouldn't say he's evil. I wouldn't say he's evil. Like, what he's doing is actually makes sense. You know, like, imagine he's the one that died the most painful out of all the kids. So, yeah, obviously he would be vengeful against Afton.
You can explain the basic plot, but once you get down to the motivations and the why of everything, you have to start filling in the blanks yourself. Some people who've helped me fill in the blanks that I'd like to shout out are Right Host for his theory about Cassidy being spring-locked in Golden Freddy. I think that makes a lot of sense and is really satisfying for the narrative. Also, I'd like to shout out MattPat for his theory about Midnight Motorist. After trying to figure that minigame out for years, I think your explanation makes the most sense. It's important for me to say that no one, except for Scott Cawthon himself, knows the exact story he was trying to tell. So please make sure to watch other people's timelines as well, and come to your own conclusion on everything. And when the time is right, I'll be back to tackle the newer games in this franchise. Until then, make sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.
I didn't know MattPat has like a video of FNAF timeline. I actually didn't know. That's really cool. Does it? This scared me. He does? Oh. Cassidy is not friendly, just angry, which makes them mean. I don't think Cassidy is a mean spirit. He's just vengeful. That doesn't make it evil. That actually doesn't make it evil. But actually, it's a good thing what he did at the end, to be honest.